it's happening due to subtitle. See, we put it by rotating first notification with notification 10 50 50. Okay. So your body and body B. The title also will be rotated based on 50 50. First in circles what when it will say circles what it will show anywhere southwest files. But like we have added in subtitle only 10 levels for free, that's why it's showing uh, there. So in that notification, wrong is here only 10 levels, right? This one is wrong, right? This line should not be.
Right. One second. Yeah, looks like that subtitle shouldn't be there.
Yes, that is wrong. It should not be there, subtitle, right?
Right.
Okay. So yep, I will do it. And so for next here, this one is the here circle loves you. So here I was showing subtitle, so that is incorrect. We will remove it from there. And here there should be only title and body, not subtitle here. For next.
Right. Yeah.
Okay. So what is happening currently now? Subtitle is going both the cases in the case, first notification and seventh notification also here. See. Okay. So I will fix it. So in that case of body A, its subtitle will not go.
Okay. Thank you.
That was
All right. Thanks a lot.
I will do it in 10 minutes. I'm creating pull request for that.
Okay.
Well, John, you want me to spin up a new Google Meets for us and kill this one permanently?
Yeah.
Or this would be a good time if we adopted Zoom. I've already got that set up.
Yeah, but I don't know how well to record and everything.
Yeah, that's true.
We have a system here.
We can record it.
Yeah, but
Zoom has recording built in.
Yeah, just the way we're doing it for the show, the Circle Sesh.
Gotcha.
Okay. Well, my apologies in advance if you get like a million calendar invites. I don't know what it is with Google Meets, but it's they send a bunch of duplicates out, and I can't quite figure out how to clear all the old ones out.
yeah, which that's the problem. It's like they're all stacked up on my calendar.
It's super annoying. I'll dig a little deeper and see if there's a way to clear them all out. There must be. It's like every time I make
what I do is I go to the next meeting or whatever on there, and I delete it, and it gives you the option to delete this one or delete this one and all future ones.
Yeah, I've tried
So
that.
that's how I've been cleaning them out.
I've been trying that, and they keep popping back in. Well, when we get everybody on the call, I'll probably spin one up and drop a new link in the chat, and we'll make the move.
Amin's gonna be like 10 minutes, says power's out.
Okay, we'll do it and towards the end of stand up then.
Okay.
As long as everyone knows there's going to be a different link tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
I just cleared them all out, like you said, Chantel, all future events, and they cleared my calendar and now they're back in.
Yeah, I got nothing for you on that. Well, I saw you guys talking when I jumped in, but did we get official update from Amit yet?
Just partial.
Okay,
No.
go ahead, Amit.
So today I worked on one pull request I created. So Jerry commented on that part. So I worked on fixing. So what was the problem? So it replaced the some SQL query with the other one. So I fixed that problem. So I will create this pull request again for Jerry. And yeah, I need more task. And John, like for Friday, you sent me a image was showing wrong.
Yep.
Okay. So first on the profile, is it that fixed? That profile it was not showing your image. I checked it is from the app side. That one.
Okay.
Let
And
me say that I'm talking.
in what way?
This one I am talking about this one. So here it was showing, but like editor screen it was not showing. So it was app side. Okay.
Let me see if it's still doing it.
Second problem, this one, like this image was old. This profile is old. I seen the database. It was showing image key, but that image was not present on the Cloudinary 2 image. So total it was showing 3 images, 1 trust tip images and 2 profile images.
Mm-hmm.
So only one was valid there.
How did that happen?
It was like long time ago. I like 2021 image was there before migration. That image. So while doing migration, that time there was some image key was present, but that original image was not present on the Cloudinary. So that's why it was happening. It was not showing here. But I clean it out. So can you please check? It will show only one image now.
Okay. Can you look and see if there's any other instances where we might have this issue?
I will check that one. So I have a script. I will run it. Where there will be invalid image, we will get it now.
Okay. So
Yeah,
I'd like to know how many that script captures.
Okay, John.
I'm curious. Okay. Will you let me know?
Okay, I will let you.
All right. Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you.
Yep. Thanks, Amit.
And one more issue, Danny pinged it to me on Friday. So I forwarded to Ismail. So Ismail confirmed it was app side. So Ismail can say, then is that fixed?
That was a question for Ismail?
Yes,
What was it again? Sorry, I forgot.
Let me
I
send
remember.
it again.
What was it?
Let me send my screen. So it was.
Oh, the white screen when you're sharing something. Yeah, that was fixed.
Yeah, this one.
Yeah, that one was fixed. It should be in the new build working.
Yes.
And what was it, Amit?
So it was app side issue. So I talked with Ismail on Friday. So he told me, yeah, yes, it is app side, and he was working. So like he said, he has fixed that issue.
Okay. 1 second. All right, let's continue. That's someone at my door.
That's
Okay. So let's see. Jerry, why don't you go ahead?
Yeah, I just said something to Amit. Diana tagged me in a check-in yesterday, and it said Diana tagged Jerry in a check-in. I sent it to Amit to see if he can change it to you.
yeah, I will do it.
And let me, yeah, I don't know if you can hear my voice, but I've been pretty sick this weekend. But I got some rewards in the store for Ariana, and I'm working right now on a management interface for the reward store because it sounds like we're gonna have a lot of rewards coming in, and it takes some time to put in through the database. But let me share what that looks like right now.
I think that's a good thing for us to have though, Jerry, because you're right.
Yeah, so this is experimental. I started on it Friday, and then you have like a
Jerry, before you start, I have a question for you.
yeah, what's up?
So regarding this notification, it is coming from template.
But no, the temp,
Okay.
the temp, no, this is but it's the chat message.
But this is happening this is for the check-in tagged one. It is coming while you do check-in, that time you tagged it. So like what we can do instead of this is this is created at the time of check-in when someone tagged you. If he is doing check-in and tagged you, that time it is going. I will check.
Yeah, but this is coming from chat, so it shouldn't come from a notification. This is like in my lobby.
It will be in your lobby. So while it's created now, when someone do a check-in and tagged you, inside check-in, we are creating this message also. But some original message notification was sending from the check-in page, not from the message. So I will check. We will fix it. How we can do it.
Okay. Yep.
Yeah.
Let me know what you find.
Yes.
Yep. So we got this, just vouchers. Right now, I just have all the fields from what we have in the database right now. Once I kind of see some trends, we might be able to knock off some fields, but I just have like this needs to be good at level 10. I just had that auto generated. And then what I'm also working on is an interface to like reorder, like resort them in the reward store. Because like, for example, like we may want some to show at the start of the carousel versus the end of the carousel. Just some good bit of work that needs to be done here. Okay, let's see. I just want to give you all a heads up too. This week I need to go out of town. Need to go to Houston. I'll be leaving like Wednesday night, but I'll be online Thursday and Friday morning. I'll just be in and out for doctor's appointments for Diana, but I'll be around. Okay, yes, something that I talked about with John Friday. We need to handle the scenario when you're onboarding and you get the business, like if you go through the flow that has you favorite a business, if you've already favorited that business, you go to the profile and you have the ability to unfavorite the business. And then if you unfavorite it, nothing happens. And then you refavorite it, you continue with the flow. That was something I found in my testing, and I think we need to properly handle that. Maybe we just
In what case might that happen?
So if you're going through the onboarding where you go and you get redirected to a business profile to favorite,
Yeah.
what if you already favorited that profile?
Right. Then you have no choice but to either unfavorite it or the back button.
Right.
Right. So what's our solution?
Well, we have a couple things. We could make him like imaginary favorite. I don't know if it'd be like a dummy favorite where they just click it and it does nothing. Or maybe we just skip over it. Maybe the dummy favorite might be better. Like it looks like favoriting, but it doesn't do anything.
No, because we're gonna use it as part of, potential like discount, reputation funnel and
What if you've already favored it? So if you favored it a year ago, what do we do?
yeah, well, um, it wouldn't count, obviously. Um, so I think we should skip it. What's the easy, how can we skip it?
Well, there's a couple ways we could do it. We could do it from the back end, but the thing is that if I do it from the back end, there's going to be no way that the front end is going to know that they were in this flow and was skipped.
And what will that cost?
The only thing it would lose is that the front end will lose any context that it was part of this flow. If there's anything that we want to do in the future. But other than that, I could still just get rid of it I could get rid of it in the flow. Like the auto redirect from the back end side.
Mhm.
It's kind of like the same logic that we would do, for example, like the friend connects, how you can't get a duplicate, not say a duplicate friend connect, but John thinks you know Todd. You'll never get that twice, the same user. It's kind of like the similar logic.
Okay. Is it possible it would cause some kind of error though? Is that what you were saying?
No, it wouldn't cause an error. The thing is that if we want to make any modifications to this flow in the future,
Uh-huh.
front end doesn't have the context that they were in this flow to begin with. Because it's the record I create in the database that gives the front end the context that it needs to redirect to the business profile. But if I remove that record, the front end will just think it's a normal onboarding.
Can you give me an example of when that might come up?
What do you mean, like when might what come up?
Where it might make a difference if the front end needed to know about the context?
I mean, if we wanted to show them anything about that business while we were onboarding, if we really don't care, then we can skip over it. There's nothing I can think of right now.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, I don't see any other situation where we would, I mean, what about if there was like another deep link to the business? Does that matter?
I don't know what you mean, another deep link to the business.
Some other campaign link? Or some other campaign, you know? Is it, could that possibly get in the way of anything?
I don't think it will.
Okay.
Yeah. I guess, yeah, moving on from that, Amin got he's working on the dynamic link for the profile page so that when you scan the QR code, if you already have the app, the QR code will just open Sircles instead of like your browser.
Yeah, let's talk about that a little bit. Well, but actually, before we go there, so, is it 100% safe to handle this from the back end then?
The removal, yeah. Because like
So
we're not going to delete a record. We're not deleting anything. We're just going to not create it.
I see. How does that affect the onboarding? You know, it's gonna be like the regular onboarding.
Correct. You would go through the full onboarding, like without the favorite step.
Okay. If we wanted to apply the discount, I guess we might need Ian for this.
Well, if they've already favored it, yeah, maybe we need to talk to Ian because they would already have favorited it. So I don't know if we have a webhook or a daily job. I don't recall making a daily job that would export any user who's already favorited a business and put it into Square or whatever.
Okay, let's talk to him about it when we see him next.
Or
Try and remember that for me. I've got a lot of other things too, but okay. So yeah, let's go ahead and handle it in that case, because I don't want to take them into that profile during onboarding. If it's already favorited, that would be odd.
Okay, well, aside from that, we got the dynamic links. I mean, has it, I don't know if he has it in progress or done on iOS.
Okay.
On Android, I have the website set up, but I think once he gets it set up on iOS, it shouldn't be much the same on Android. Would that be correct, I mean?
Yep, that's true. And it's done on iOS. Now if you scan a QR code, it will take you to the profile place, as it should.
Awesome.
Yeah, today will be the Android part. I just like had to do the config on the native level, and the work that I did on the JavaScript level will work for both. So yeah, there's only that for Android to be completed.
Nice.
Very good. Okay. So we have both builds, Android and iOS, have been approved and released to the Play Store and the Apple App Store. So those are live as of, well, one was a couple days ago, Apple, and then Android was today. So those are live. That means, you know, for our first test case with our Square integration, the company down in Old Sac, Threadco, if we were, Yep.
I wanted to say, like, they're not merged with the change that we did yesterday, like Friday. They're not merged with current now.
yeah, the dynamic links,
Yeah.
right? Is that what you mean?
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Yeah. But the other version is there, like the shortcut onboarding to the deep link to the business profile?
Yeah, that's there.
That is there. So I'd like to test with that company. I can have the owner. So Jerry, she should be able to just scan that QR code now. Well, I guess somebody who doesn't have Sircles installed, right? So, and it should run through our flow where it favorites it right in the beginning, right?
Yeah, let me go ahead and check this too, because I need, where is this? For this flow with the QR code that involves the onboarding, I need to have it work off the IP address, because the previous flow that we were doing for core that has everything integrated, that has the phone number. So if we're trying to do this through the QR code as well, because we don't collect the phone number on that step, I'm gonna have to link it off the IP address.
Well, wait a minute. No, doesn't that the landing page ask them for their phone number there?
The landing page for the wait on the QR?
Yeah.
No, it's just the profile page. So let me pull it up for you. So yeah, we'll think this through real quick. So this is what they'll see. They'll see this, and then next just opens the App Store. We could collect a phone number. If you want, I can have this next button go to like a phone number entry, kind of like it does on the campaign pages, but
Yeah.
it won't be much effort to do.
I know. I'm thinking. So what kind of, can I see what the next page would look like?
Oh, next is just App Store.
Yeah, but no, if we were to send them to the landing page for the phone number.
Well, that would be. It isn't in there right now, but if I go,
We went to the App Store.
I mean, we could do something like we're doing here. Let me go to Sircles. Like we could do something like we have right here. Click next.
Mm-hmm.
And then it just follows the logic where after you enter your phone number, it opens the App Store.
Right, and then we know.
Then we know, right?
Yeah. Okay, I think we talked about this last week, right?
I think we were mostly focusing on this group invite on this campaign page. I
Yeah.
don't. We were kind of going back and forth on this for the profile page, but if we're gonna do this with the profile page, that's no problem to add in.
Okay. Yeah, let's go ahead and have it do the phone number part of it. So then that way we know for sure when they download it, we can match them, right? We don't need to worry about IP address or anything else.
Perfect. Yes, that would work. Okay, and what I can do is I can have this be totally conditional. So if they're coming in through Core, where we already have their phone number, then next we'll just go to the App Store. But if we don't have their phone number, then we'll prompt for it.
Yeah, let me message Ian. I don't want to do too much without his involvement, but yeah, I think that's a good call as well. To not, I don't want it to. I'm not sure what the arrangement was as far as them using Core. I did learn that this customer or this business does grab pretty much every customer's phone number, so they can do the reputation funnel pretty easily. But then they also have the QR code with the unique flow code, directly for that business. So then it's a different opportunity right there at the register too. I wonder if we could even get the phone number back to the company through the Square integration. See what I mean? Like if they scan the QR code at the register, enter their phone number on the screen you just showed, can we send the phone number, create the customer back to that user, back to the business? See what I mean?
Yeah, no, that would work. That would work awesome.
Yeah. Okay. Let me let's put this on hold for now. Well, go ahead and do that one landing page with the phone number, and then hold the discussion so I can get Ian back in. And but then and I think Amin answered my question about the dynamic link, because I was going to ask, like, could we do anything with the dynamic links at this point, or no, because it still needs another build to start using those.
Right. It's gonna need another build.
Yep.
Okay. So nothing at all, even though we have the flow code in place, like something has to be deployed on the front end.
Yeah, for like the dynamic link. Yeah. Anyone else, they'll just, if they're not on a build that supports it, they'll be on this page, and if they have the app, it'll ask open in Sircles ? And it opens in Sircles, and there you
go. Okay.
It's just the modal. The means update will eliminate the modal and just automatically open the app.
Fantastic. All right. Looking forward to that. I mean, why don't you give us more updates about that? I'm curious too how the dynamic links are going to work, like how we can take advantage of them.
Yeah, sure. So the dynamic link is just like we needed to add some config, like on a native level. So we like bound the domain names or the subdomains with the app, and also like it was some code needed because the dynamic link, it has a path. That path needs to match the screen on the app. We already have like a deep link that takes to the profile link. Like for example, the notification. Like if you press a notification, it will be taken to the profile link. With React navigation, it's like a one-to-one match. Like you need to give it one path, it's gonna match it to the screen. Now we have like a different path that we wanted to match it to the screen because this is universal link. React navigation does not support that, but but there is a way to do it. Like I found a whole not suggestion, but like a thread on a GitHub where people asking for that, and the maintainer replied how you can do it even if it's not there. So it's all there. Like it will be handled in both cases. And and I did test it. Friday, iOS works like if you scan a QR code or you press a link, you will be taken directly to the profile screen. Android, I'm about to finish it because it's just like a config. You just again the config, it's gonna tell what the domain you want for the app to be directed to, and that's all.
Okay. Um, how do you test it on an iPhone? Is it all within your simulator, or I mean, because you don't have
Oh,
like
yeah,
a
just
code.
there with the device. I just there with the device. Like
You
I
did.
had, yeah, because you need to scan a QR code.
Right. That's what I was gonna say. So you did scan a QR code and do all that?
Yeah, I did all that.
Excellent. Okay, great. And I think Jerry was mentioning the other day that for us to future proof in a sense, where we can prepare for the future, if we want to do, like, if we know we're gonna want to do dynamic links for different chats and chat conversations and chat groups and things like that, or just other areas we may want to do it without Jerry, how best do we avoid having to do a front end build every time? Can we have like a bank of dynamic links that we can pull from that like are in this build, this next build, and then we use those and customize them like in some way along the way?
We have to know the template, like not the exact URLs. Like we don't need to know this chat goes to 916 events. We just need to know this is a chat link and here are the parameters that would be available in it. So
Okay. Could that apply to a chat that doesn't exist yet?
correct. Yeah. It's just like here is a generic URL that
Right.
it represents a chat group. This parameter is the invite code. And then if you get this dynamic link, parse it out, and this will add you to a group.
Okay. And was I correct that we should have a bank of these pre-installed, like in the next build?
I don't know what you mean by bank, like
because I want to avoid having to do a whole new build to catch another, like if we have another situation where we want to deeply dynamic link into let's say a group chat.
mm-hmm.
If it doesn't exist from the front end, as of that time, then we're out of luck. So that's why I was thinking we have a few of these available.
If we had the scenarios, like for example, this place is just a template, basically, that anytime it receives a link like this, it will parse it out and redirect them to any business, anything that's in the past, present, or future. And then we do another template for groups that will cover the groups past, present, and future. It's just
okay. Yeah, that's right. I remember you were saying we have one for a chat group. We can apply it to multiple different chat groups as long as we know.
Not even multiple. Like we're talking all the chat groups, because the links that I use for the chat groups, they're all similar. They're all the chat invite links are all similar except for the invite code parameter, which determines the group. And then all we got to do is just code a template for the group invite, and the app will have to handle that invite code accordingly.
Okay. But the result will be, even if there's even dozens of future chat groups we want to do this method with, even though they don't exist today, because that template exists, we'll be able to funnel people into the right groups.
Yep, no, that correct.
Okay. And where else would we maybe want to apply this technique? Like somewhere, like obviously businesses, profiles, perhaps even entertainment profiles. What considerations should we do now to future-proof it for the future?
I mean, we could we could go deep. We could go user profiles. We could go entertainment profiles. We can go chat invites.
Okay.
I don't know if the reward store would be a stretch. I mean, almost anything that could be deep linked in the app.
The reward store might be,
Yeah, anything that could be deep linked or navigated to in the app is a candidate.
yeah. Yeah. Okay. I would say the reward store or then the level screen, perhaps the even Friend Connect.
Don't know about a Friend Connect because the Friend Connect.
Okay.
Yeah.
What about certain segment of onboarding? Let's say.
Why would we want to navigate them to onboarding?
I was thinking if there was a shortcut, like if we wanted to go to a business profile, but I guess we.
Well, here's a call out though. If you if you are not yet logged into the app, but you have the app, if you use one of these dynamic links, the link will not work because you're still stuck in onboarding until you get out.
Okay, give me an example of a scenario where that might happen.
Well, I mean, the scenario of not being logged in could be very rare.
Yeah.
If
What is not being logged in the only scenario? So what if I download the app for the first time, partially onboard, then scan a QR code with a dynamic link?
because right now the app has like an overarching flag called, has onboarded. And that is not true. Anytime you open the app, you're going to be overridden. You're going to be dropped back into onboarding, whatever step you left off. So if that onboarding done condition isn't met, the dynamic links will not work until you finish onboarding.
Okay. I'm not sure if I know what that will cause. Like what effect would that cause?
What effect would it cause? Like if you went to scan a QR code at a business and you were not onboarded fully,
Yeah.
you would not get redirected. You would just, when the app was open, you would get dropped back in onboarding wherever you left off, and you finished onboarding, you would just go to your lobby.
Right. So okay. So it's not anything too critical, just not the ideal, but yeah, I see. So if it was something where they wanted a favor to check in, they'd have to just navigate themselves, which
Correct.
is not too difficult. Okay, cool. Ian's here for just a few. He's got a call coming up in a few minutes, but let's just ask him a couple of things real quick while he's here. So, Ian, we were talking about two things. The apps are released, so they're live in Google Play and App Store. Yep. So that means the deep linking is there. Dynamic linking is not there yet, which is a little more fancy, but the deep linking is there. So for instance, with our first Square integration partner, we have that QR code. Jerry's going to add a landing page right after our reputation funnel page where they enter their phone number. One of the things was we were questioning, we can get that phone number. Do you want to show that screen again, Jerry? So Dean can see what we're talking about. So after they come to this screen right here.
This is if they scan the QR code at the front of the business.
Yeah, this will bring them here first.
Okay.
Then they hit next and they'll come here. That way we can identify them when they download. So a couple things. Will this, I'm assuming this will still work in the same way with the discount applied. Also, I was thinking we should be able to send that phone number and create a new customer account for the business and be able to actually have.
It won't have a name.
Not yet, but we will when they download.
Well, once they favorite it, we'll already have their number anyway, because they will have already given us their name and their number.
Well,
because they can't favorite it until they get to at least those steps of onboarding, verifying the phone number, birthday, name, and then when they favorite, then we already have that information to send back over to the API to put inside of their database. But if you try to send it with just a phone number, we would have to populate a fake name, or a placeholder or something. But I also editing that, I don't know what would be involved if we wanted to like update it with a proper name for those, you know, hopefully only a couple of minutes or whatever till the user finishes onboarding.
Without this page though, we wouldn't be able to match a name and phone number from Circles to Square because we lose that connection from that QR code scan through the install process. Thanks to Apple.
Yeah, I think that there's definitely a benefit to asking for the user's phone number before they even get the app, because then we know this user scanned a QR code
Right.
at this business. And so even if they onboard a month later at their house on a different IP, we can still give them that flow that
Right.
asks them to favorite Threadco first.
Yeah.
Yep, I like it. I mean, I don't even know that we necessarily need to have them do a two-factor. I don't know if you guys are planning on that here, but you could theoretically just ask for a number.
Yeah,
And then-
the only problem is when it gets entered wrong, which does happen.
Yeah, that's true. Good point. So then let's say that they validate and then they hit next again. I'm assuming that's what bounces them to the App Store to install.
Yeah, right.
Okay.
Jerry?
I mean,
The forward button will go to the App Store on the next screen. This one here.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm sorry, I was muted.
Okay. So one way or another though, Ian, don't we want to send that information back as the customer information, phone number, name after this process?
well, once they've onboarded, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, of course. And that's what we do now. I mean, well, that's what we do now because if someone uses that QR code, and especially now with the way that Jerry is building this, we're going to effectively force that person to favorite Threadco before they can even get into the app. So as soon as they favorite it, that hasn't changed. That's when the user is still going to appear inside of the Square dashboard for the business owner.
Okay. And are we, how did we leave off? Is this business going to start with the reputation funnel? Because you mentioned they get the phone number for pretty much every customer. So are we going, maybe we don't really focus on the scanning QR code because they can just text.
Well, the reputation funnel is not working or live at all yet. That's still something that we need to build out in the Circles servers. I suppose is the easiest way to say that. We have to build the functions that sends text messages, and then also figure out. I'm assuming we're sending them with Twilio. We have to figure out what they're going to say, how they'll look. We'll need designs for that before Core can be live for Threadco. She was very interested in that, but I could tell she wants to know more before we start sending those text messages. So we're not necessarily approved to do that on her behalf yet.
Oh, I see. So what were we approved for?
Exactly what we have, which is the QR code up, the ability for people to favorite the business and automatically show up inside of her platform and automatically get discounts inside of Square.
Okay, but without this screen, that wouldn't work.
Yeah, no, it would have worked. I mean, it was working. I did a test. The only thing that this screen does is a layer more than what Jerry had already built, which is he was doing IP tracking previously. Now he's locking it down to the user's phone number, which I think is way better. It just, it's a flow interruption, but I don't think it's a bad one. I like it.
I see. So it was, right now it was based on just the IP address.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and
Okay.
But it did work. We had a successful, I was a case study, if you will. I actually waited until we finished the Square integration.
Yeah.
And then I scanned the QR code and I favorited the business. And I showed up inside of her database like 20 seconds, 30 seconds later.
When you scan the QR code, you already had the app installed, right?
Correct. Yeah. So I didn't have anybody there who didn't already have the app in their phone to do
When you
testing.
scan the QR code, what happened?
It opened the app and then it took me to the Threadco profile.
Okay. So we should have her try with somebody who does not have the app installed.
Right, yeah. I also told her I don't know if this was clear or not from where you and Tori had discussed last, but that Tori would probably be her main point of contact to give her updates on things.
Yep, that's no problem. I plan to have Tori reach out today,
Sweet.
but I wanted
See
to,
how her weekend went. Yeah.
yeah, and I want to talk to you first about any instructions or anything, so.
Yeah,
Uh,
and as far as Cora is concerned, she's very interested. She did, by the way, she didn't specifically say don't do it. I got her excited about it. She loves the idea, but she also knows it's not complete yet, and she wanted to talk more about it when it goes up. So it's more like we don't want to turn it on without at least having a conversation with her first.
Yeah, and you mentioned some things that still need to be done. You mentioned the wording. I mean, why would we alter from and deviate from like what we're already using for our reputation?
We don't necessarily have to use a different text message than what Tech2U is using. I can't even remember what it is. It's been years since I've even had to look at it. Yeah, I gotta find it. I think I sent you the email. I don't know that
I saw the text.
I sent you a text too. Okay, cool.
We checked like the images are
Sweet. Yeah, there's not really any downside to using the wording that Tech2U is using. We do send an image along with it. I copied that from Broadly, a company that does this exact same thing. They like the idea of including an image. I don't know what the motivation is for it exactly. I mean, it costs more to send an image, but I think maybe it captures the user's attention a little bit more.
Yeah, it converts a lot higher. It's like, the thumbs up, thumbs down. Is that what you're talking about?
No. Just this is literally in their text message. They technically receive two texts. One of them is an image, and the other one is just plain text.
I see. Maybe I haven't seen it. I thought I'd seen it.
Yeah, I couldn't remember ever sending that to you, and it took me a little while to find it because I had to generate one.
So then there's a landing page with the thumbs up, thumbs down. Is that
correct? Yeah, when they tap the link inside of the text message, then they go to the landing page that I did send you an image for previously, which is just, would you recommend us? Thumbs up, thumbs down.
I see. Okay. So we're ready to start testing this with Tech2U, right?
Yeah. Yes. I think the only thing we still need to do is a couple of minor changes on our end that'll probably take an hour or less, and then we go live. But also, we don't send text messages until 6 p.m. anyway, so it doesn't really matter how long it takes. We send them daily at 6.
Okay. What else was necessary if we wanted to use Core or Threadico? What do we have to do? You mentioned a few things we'd have to do.
We want to talk to her. We want to review the format of our messaging, because again, we just have to confirm what the message says. I can't remember. Like I said, it's been so long, but the Tech2U standard messaging even says something about your service, which she's not really providing a service in most cases. So that's where it may need some tweaking. So talking to her, reviewing the message that we send, and if we're going to include a message in the text, we have to create an image that we're going to attach, because the image from Tech2U has our logo and it says like, thank you or something like that in the picture. So if we're going to also do an MMS to the owners or to the customers for Core, we have to create an image for them as well.
And we do this for Tech2U?
Yeah. I made an image a long time ago, and we've just been using the same one ever since.
Okay. All right. Well, first step is, if we're confident we don't necessarily need this step, like if the IP address is going to work, if it's right then and there, it should work, right?
I mean, I'm not a fan of the IP address, just because, like, for example, if they move or if their cell tower reconnects or something, like, if you're on LT, it's not really reliable. But let me just show y'all what I managed to whip up in a couple minutes. So if you go here and you hit next, you get this.
Interesting. So you, like on a modal.
And then if you go through Ian, like I was telling John earlier, if you're going through the core flow where we have your phone number already, you won't see this. You'll just go straight to the app store.
Right. Yeah, of course. Yeah, that should be a completely different landing page. We don't need to build logic into an existing landing page and complicate it. It should be a page of its own.
I like where you're going with this. Let me think about this a little bit. Maybe the next button doesn't have to be so big. Maybe it could just be like a little forward arrow or or something, or even a forward arrow inside the phone number field or something. But
Jerry, I'm going to send you an image on Slack. Can you actually show this on your screen relatively easily too, since you're already sharing?
does it have to even have a button? Could like after the last digit, could it navigate?
I mean, you might be subjected to inputs there. That sounds kind of.
Because it could just say, you know, like an invalid number if it wasn't. I don't know. Let's think about it a little bit. I guess I don't like the next on top of the next. And you know, there was like 2 next buttons.
Yeah, but
It's minor.
we can have it do like continue or something like that.
Yeah, that's minor, and maybe the modal is a better approach. But so also, Ian, another question was, well, what are we looking at here?
That's the image that gets sent along with the core text message. So tonight at 6 p.m., somewhere around 50 people are going to get a text message with this image along with some text written underneath it that has a link at the end of the text.
Okay, is that the same for like Laptops Plus and?
It is the same for everybody. Yeah, because every customer of ours receives an invoice from Tech2U. So by the time they've completed their service with any of our companies, everything has been labeled Tech2U. The only time it's not Tech2U is when they find us online.
I'd like to see some numbers of conversion rates for some of our satellite stores versus.
You mean for core?
Yeah, like in other words, does this?
That's a hard one to make. I can do it. That would be a challenge.
Look, let's make it easy. I'm just curious if you look at how many times this was sent to a Laptops Plus customer and how many times converted.
No, I get it. It's identifying. No, I totally understand. I don't even know how to identify the people that it was sent to by branch like that. We don't store anything like that in the core system. So I'd have to generate a report that links tables that don't currently exist right now. It can be done.
It doesn't need to be exhaustive. It could just be a sample. Like if you picked 10, I'm curious if only 1 converted for a satellite office versus 3, you know, for a main office. I'm curious what that would look like.
Sure.
It's not a big deal, but I'm just.
I can tell you that it would 10, I'd need to give you at least like a few hundred to give you a number that even has any meaning, because there's days where there's nothing that happens. And then there's days where it's crazy. There's tons of responses. I'd love to have that information too, by the way. That's important. So I will.
Another reason for it too is we can use it to decide, should we just go full Tech2 branding? Because we were talking about, you know.
Well, that we still gain the benefit of people, they call one company and then they don't like the price, so they call another one, and that happens.
This is at the end of the service, though.
Right. I understand. But they still know they're working with Tech2U the whole time after they've started with us.
Right, but when we show them the landing page that had the phone case, you know, like the phone with the Sircles profile inside of it, that one could be our Tech2U.
Oh.
Yeah.
I see what you're saying. Okay, all right, yeah, that's a great. I mean, obviously, we don't need to hold everybody up for that discussion, but I love it. I'll work on getting some answers there.
Okay, but the question we did have for you is, let's see, has to do with our new Square integration. Oh yeah, if the business is already favorited, okay, so if the business is already favorited, there will be some edge cases where a user does not have the app on their phone, so they scan the QR code. It takes in the App Store. Jerry's going to detect if the business is already favorited and not show the shortcut version with the business profile page in onboarding, because that would be confusing since it's already favorited and you'd have to unfavorite. We don't want that. Yeah. So he'll skip it. But what does that mean for the discount? Does it still apply? If that's
let's see. So the way that we discussed it with the owner is that the recipients of these discounts receive them once. So they get a one-time discount because they favorited the business. And that's actually also the way that we've built her code to work, is that once we identify that a discount has been used, we remove that user from the group that is eligible for discounts. And if they favorite the business again, we do a logic check on our end to see, have we already given this person their discount? And if we have, then we don't re-add them to the group to be eligible for a discount again. With
So all of
regards,
that seems to be pretty well covered, but what about the case where we do bypass it in onboarding? I think there has to be some kind of communication that says they do have it already favorited, but hasn't been applied yet. Is it going to be automatic, or is there something?
and what is the situation that they're like? Are we referring to when they receive a core link?
No. Let's say, I mean, that might be one, but I was thinking when you scan the QR code
Mhm.
and you don't have the app installed, but you did have it favorited in the past. So, Jerry, you were saying there may need to be some type of communication back from the app in this case?
One thing that we were saying is that if they, when somebody does I think we're talking about something different for the landing page, that we could get the user's phone number, which I guess if we're doing the phone number input, it doesn't matter. Oh, okay, yeah, for the we're talking about previously favorited.
Yeah.
Yeah, like for each business, if we had a way to export the users and phone numbers that have previously favorited a business, like including the date and all they favored it, what value would that have?
I might be able to provide an answer that's easier. So if a user favorites the business as of Friday, from the time I went there, they will automatically appear inside of the Square database eligible for discounts. No matter how they favorite the business, that's how it's going to work. Even if they don't go to the QR code, if they just favorite it from finding it on Sircles. But there were, I think, 9 people who favorited that business prior to our configuration of this entire thing. What we could do to simplify this is when we onboard a business, we take all of the people who have previously favorited them and we just run a script and dump them in to the Square database as eligible customers for a discount.
Okay.
So now we've captured all the history.
Mm-hmm.
And then if somebody scans that QR code again, yes, there is still unique logic that needs to be applied, a check that says, okay, well, the person whose Sircles account just opened up to open Threadco and favorite them has already favorited them. Yes, I agree. We need to do some custom logic on, I think that sounds like front-end logic on the app to figure out what we want them to see.
Well, it wouldn't be much, but it would just basically deep link them. Would it deep link them to the profile at the end of onboarding?
No, it would not deep link them at all, is kind of what I'm saying. That if I handle it back in.
Yeah.
Oh, and real quick, I just got the text. The core text message says, "Thank you for choosing Tech2U. We truly appreciate your business. Please take a moment to let us know how we did." And then there's a link. And we have a character limit, which is why the message is short for multiple reasons. But we have a character limit we have to stay within for it not to span into a second text.
Okay. You want to send that to me?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. All right. So Jerry, is there any way you can identify when it's getting skipped like this, but then still deep link to the profile?
Not quite, because it's kind of what I'm saying is that if we want to do that, then we have to have the front end handle it.
Yeah, I see. Okay. Well, let's talk about that more. I think we have a pretty good plan for now on this.
Mm-hmm.
My client moved their appointment, by the way, so I have time.
Oh, okay. Okay. Well, let's see. I mean, a lot of this we can talk separately about. There's a lot going on right now. Let's get some more updates here. And actually, real quick, Jerry, what did we figure out about this? Like, how are we displaying the 7 friends and Sircles thing on that screen?
Wait, oh, the nose and
Yeah. No, did you still have questions about that or?
no, I think I just need to update it, kind of like what you were saying. Like
Okay.
I said, I didn't update it this week. I was feeling bad. I went right back to sleep after you texted. So yeah, I'll get on.
So, but that won't mess up the other places where we do want to show how many friends there are in Circles, right?
No, right. Like I said, each of them has their own query that pulls. Like it doesn't pull from this generic view. It's by the query. So as long as it's the same query, if they're different queries, then they'll keep the values. But if they are reused to somewheres, then it'll change. But I don't think it's being reused anywheres because it's like each screen, like Spotlight has its own query. It's called Spotlight.
Mm-hmm.
We should be pretty good on changing that.
Okay. All right, let's do that. Okay, so then, hey Ismail, let's get your update. How are things going?
Sure. So I've been working on the upload. I Here my tab right now 100% functional. Whether it's sending it inside a topic or sending it in main chat, leaving the chat, coming back, still be uploading in the background, loader and saves the state, all that good stuff. So I feel like this is kind of like phase one where we have everything working. Now the only or one improvement that I would like to do, but I don't want to have it maybe in phase one because it's already kind of or there's a lot of changes made, so I don't want to get too crazy with it yet. But the only thing that I feel like we need to add is if you send a video and let's say it's loading, then you go back to the lobby, then you go back to the chat, you would still see that loading indicator, but you won't see the video until it finishes sending. Then you will see it without having to leave.
Does that mean it'll be like it'll move everything up when it finally appears?
Yes.
You know what I mean?
It will appear at the bottom of your chat as the last message sent. So you will have an indicator
Okay,
saying
so
that.
what I wouldn't want is like it to just like magically appear out of nowhere.
Well, it's not going to magically appear out of nowhere. You'll have an indicator that something is uploading, and then once that finishes, the user will see it on their screen.
You'll have the status bar kind of loaded.
Yes. Yeah. Yes, that will be there.
But there won't be. I thought we were gonna do like a placeholder gray box kind of thing.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I don't want to get too crazy with it with this build because I had to do a lot of cache changes, and I want to make sure it's stable. Like I'm not even going to merge it in. I have it up for review. I have a PR for me review. I'm not even going to merge it in yet. I want to make sure because like there was actually some errors in the cache. There was like stuff that weren't added to the cache properly, and there was errors. So I fixed all those errors. So if anything, we should have a better, more accurate cache results. And those errors were preventing basically the video or the upload to behave the way I wanted to. And I kept digging into it. I found like 2-3 errors, which I didn't fix. And, but because I did fix those, I want to make sure everything's behaving the way it was, if not better. So after we feel comfortable with what I have so far, then we can start getting more fancy with it and having like a placeholder and so on. Like for like,
yeah, that's fair.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because if you add too much at once and something breaks, it's like, oh, is it this? Is it that? Is it like, I basically added all the functionalities to make it pretty much usable. And then we can start adding more like fancy features later, because that way if something breaks, oh, this broke it. Like you're not looking at the whole code base, you're just looking at certain parts.
I got you. Okay. Did you say you wanted to work with Amin on part of that?
No, I just have a PR for him to review, basically, just to make sure he's okay with the logic. Okay. And if he is okay, then I'm not going to merge it in just yet again, just because it has these cache changes, and we don't want to get into a mess with cache. I think it should improve what we have, because I feel like I actually fixed errors. I didn't really add anything new. It was mainly, fixing errors, but still, it is cache. It is tricky, and I want it to be tested like
Excellent.
really good. And not just test uploads, like sure we're gonna test uploads, but test us regular text and just use the app overall. And
That's because you did address other cache issues elsewhere with chat.
well, they're all chat is all connected, but there was errors happening that were preventing it from behaving. Because like I would write the code and it's not behaving the way I'd expect it to, and then I found that there was errors and that's why it was giving me that funny behavior, which I fixed. So again, hopefully we have an even better experience with chat now. But like I said, I want to make sure nothing else got affected.
Okay, and how will some of this affect the custom topics branch as well?
Well, it really shouldn't have impacted in a negative way at all.
Okay.
Like I said, if anything, we should have a better, more accurate cast representation and update.
Okay, because there was cache issues around that branch, you know.
There was, and I really didn't look into those tickets yet. I was busy with the upload, but this might actually address some of them. We'll see. Because there was cache errors, it could have potentially affected custom chat. So maybe this fixed it. Not this wasn't targeting that, but maybe because I cleared those errors, it fixed some of it. We'll see. If not, I'll have another branch targeting specifically custom topics.
Okay. All right. Sounds good.
And we currently have custom topics disabled, right? So
right.
In this build that I have, I will re-enable it so you guys can test it and let me know if those errors are still there.
Okay. We can do that. Okay. And so then what are you going to be finishing up for today?
Well, if that all looks good, then I can start going. So I can start testing the custom topic problems. Like they're on the Trello board, so I need to go see what they are and test them with my new cache approach and see if, well, it's not an approach, it's cache update, I should say, and see if the bugs still exist. If they are, I'll try to fix them on my local bench if I can reproduce them. Or if I miss anything, that's where the QA team maybe can help me identify those.
Okay, good. Good. All right. So you'll go through the Trello tickets after. You're going to do a build here then?
Yeah, I'm going to have a QA build up with custom chat enabled. So what I'm going to do is actually, before maybe I create the build, I'll maybe push it till the end of the day and I'll do more Trello bugs. And if I can get those in, might as well for better testing.
Yeah. Okay. That sounds good.
And if anybody else wants to push anything throughout the day, we'll have that in there as well.
Okay, good. Yeah, I'd like to see if Wells has his complete, and maybe we can get that in. Let's ask and check on Wells here. Wells, you're still working on that screen where you add the first favorite and select people to share to, right?
Yes, sir. The send separately screen, add another friend. I think I'm in a good shape with that. I got let me share this with you. Actually, I think you're gonna enjoy it.
Okay.
Okay, so this is the send separately screen. As you can see, all the assets and the button styles have been updated and matched to match the latest fixes I had worked on the last couple weeks. So it should be up to date with development. So all the new code is integrated with the old one. So if I deselect everyone, you should see the buttons behaving as expected and everything else. Also, I can remove friends from here.
Yeah. How big is that tappable area around that X?
I haven't worked on that yet, but that's surely noted. This is also not integrated to the backend yet, so that person will come back and the part of.
And when you hit the X, isn't there supposed to be a modal?
Yes.
There it is. Okay. Did I see that the first time? Maybe you just went quick.
Yeah, I think it was there. It was just really quick.
Yeah. Okay. So then you hit OK.
Yeah. So if I hit OK.
And then would he be removed for the next time as well?
No, not yet, because that's not integrated with the backend yet.
I gotta check on. I gotta.
That's I don't know what we should do with this, because this list comes from a combination of sources. It comes from your SOT. It comes from the people who you followed in onboarding.
Yeah. What I wanted to do was, I was going to ask you how we can replace the people removed with newer people further down the list.
Mm-hmm. Well, I guess if that's the case, we could do that. We can call a query to remove the person, and then effectively the query should you refetch the same query and it will give you the next person on the list.
Now, I wouldn't necessarily want to do it right here. Like I would show them the next time there's a favorite.
Yeah.
So like you could X out of people here, but then the next time you would see new fresh people.
Yeah. Okay. Then maybe that is more doable from the back end. And I kind of see where you're going with this.
Okay. Cool.
I guess if you think on it like a user preferences, just having a little list of users to ignore on that suggestion, and also a list of users to include, because there's this functionality here of adding another friend.
Right.
Okay. So yeah, from this list here, you can search for friends, and you can select them, do all the kind of stuff. And now I'm doing the integration on actually hitting done and having those users being shown there. And also we'll need to have a backend code for this, but I haven't talked with Jerry about these yet, because there were too many front-end stuff to be doing to be done. So I had
I'm gonna interrupt this a little bit, sorry, but a couple little things I noticed before I forget. When you scroll, I think the search bar should stay fixed, because if it is a long list of results, kind of loses. So I would leave the header, like the cancel done button, share, new share, and the search bar fixed, and have this scrollable view under it.
Okay.
Right. Now the cancel done is gone too. Also,
that makes sense.
Yeah, if you were to bring the keyboard in focus, is there even any room on a smaller phone? I think maybe that drawer should come up higher. The drawer, because like, let me see what it looks like with a keyboard. You might almost have no viewable window there. See, you do on this phone, but perhaps not a smaller phone.
Yeah, on a smaller phone, perhaps you don't have. I see. Yeah, so about that, I kind of thought on that also, but I couldn't make it go upper because it would break. Ismail, do you have like any idea on why the drawer would break if I try putting it too high?
If you try putting it too high, what do you mean by too high?
Yeah, for example, right here, I am using it, where is it? Yeah, so right now it's 80% of the screen.
Mm-hmm.
If I try putting it on like 90 or upper.
Mm-hmm.
Oh wait, why did it work now?
I mean, we have it pretty high, and I'm using it inside the event. When you go to event and you want to look at the event, that's like covering pretty much the whole screen.
Yeah.
I see. Yeah, well, glad it worked.
But here's one tip about this that you might want to consider. When you're passing in numbers, I don't know if I added in the comments or not numbers, colors. The colors we're using, that arc, it has to be a hex, and it can be RGB.
Okay.
So if you're passing in a background color or anything of that nature for the header, specifically for the header, yeah, just make sure you use hex numbers in that modal.
Would it be showing a bad color right now if he wasn't?
It's not. No, it will break because.
Okay. Would it be wouldn't it be breaking now?
Yeah, it will break him. Like he would get an error.
But he's not, right?
Yeah. Well, I'm not saying he is. Maybe he's not using RGB, or I don't know if he's using a background color or not. But what I'm saying is, if you're using a background color through the prop, which is background color or header background color. Make sure it's a hex value.
Yeah, I am using X value.
Okay.
Perfect. Okay. What was breaking then, Wells, when you tried to make the drawer go taller? How did it break?
It would simply clip out and did not appear at all. But here I changed it and it was working.
Okay.
Cool. Yeah, I guess when the creator is on, everything works. You know, depending on the IT guy, or your computer is not working, and then if the IT guy is on the same room, it will work. So yeah,
Yeah.
Was it throwing any errors or?
it was. I didn't screenshot the error, but I couldn't get any number past 0.8. So more than 80%, it would clip out.
Okay, and the screen height you're getting, where are you getting the screen height from?
This is from the dimensions.
Window. Okay, so you have it on window, and then I know there's window and there's screen. I think I should be fine though. Window should be anything smaller than screen.
Yeah, sounds good.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, let me know if anything comes up.
Yeah, by the way, this drawer was really helpful with Mayo because I was able to extract all this logic here. So like it's 300 lines. When it was back on the main file, which is already like 900 lines, it was too much stuff to keep with. So now that it's separated, it's way better.
Awesome. Yeah, that's better practice.
Yeah.
Okay, good. So you'll make the header and search bar fixed position, right, Wells?
Yes, sir. I'll make the fix. I will also increase the tappable area here. And I will see about getting the animation for the X, as just like we had in the Spotlight people screen, where if you tap the X, there will have an animation here of the stuff actually getting out and in again.
Okay, cool. That'd be great. And Jerry, what do you need to do to accomplish the permanent removal and then addition of new people on the next go?
Well, the addition of the new people will come automatically. I'll need to make a table for storing this. And what I'll do, I'll make the table and I'll do the query update on the like fetching the new list. And I'll send to Amit to have them make the mutation tomorrow if that works.
Okay, great. And does Wells need to really do anything or just wait for it to come?
He's going to need the mutation, so wait for Amit.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. Okay, keep it on the screen, Wells. I mean, you got my message about the skip button. I saw you responded. Does it matter that Wells is also working on the screen? Is there going to be any kind of conflicts here? Yeah, it could be a problem.
I mean, there's conflicts, but the work that I would need to do, it's not much. I think Wes can just do it like the first, like this tappable area,
Yeah.
like the skip. I think Wes can do it easily. It's not much, but
Yeah.
the jump I can look into it once Wes is done with this. But also, I will work on it independently, and but I will have to like when I want to do the PR, I would have to wait on Will's PR just like to make sure not merging conflicts anything. But yeah, my changes they will not be a lot, so it's gonna be easier to integrate with whatever he's doing.
Okay.
Yeah, cool. And also, I mean, if you need the code, it is all up to date and I opened a draft PR for it. So we have the branch here. So all the code I'm doing is on this branch. Okay. Yeah. All right.
So we'll have Wells increase the tappable area on the skip button.
Yeah.
Okay. So Wells, can you that skip button there, can you make it much larger area to tap? You have to tap it super precisely right now, like the letters basically, which is it's all really hard to do. Yeah, will you make it a very large box around it?
Yeah, I will. I will do that along with the DX for removing your suggestion also.
Okay. Also, I'm gonna send you a screenshot of that button on my phone. I just sent it to you in Slack. Um, let me know if you get it, cause, okay, yeah, it just showed up.
Yeah, I got it. I got it.
Look how close the skip button is to my battery indicator. I don't know why it's so close on my phone, but then when I saw on yours, if you go back to it there, it had a decent amount of space around it. Yeah, can you get back? Let's see.
Yeah. Let me favorite something.
I mean, why do you think the skip button is so close to the battery indicator in the screenshot I sent you versus right here? That's fine right there. But if you look at the one I sent, it's like almost touching the battery indicator, and I'm on a phone with an island as well. So,
yeah, I don't know why exactly why it's close. Let me see here. Yeah, it is here. It's not that close, but for you it is. Can you well, let's go to where that skip is like it's there.
I'm there.
Can you like go to that text animated style?
Text animated style. Okay.
Yeah, that property there. Flex. So yeah, it's just a flex, not really sure. Like we're not doing any padding or anything. It should be like always at the below. So like, can you scroll down where that skip container is?
Yep. It does have a style top minus
Oh
10.
yeah, there's the top minus. Yeah, I did not saw. Yeah. So it
Hmm.
could be this. Could be this minus 10.
we don't want a negative value there, right?
Yeah, let's see what's gonna be there. Um,
So the padding at the top is plenty, but now it's like a little too close
yeah,
to the words. How would we get it right in the middle?
right in the middle of where, like middle
Like
to.
if you drew a line between the battery and then the word love,
Oh, okay, I
center,
see.
I would like center it.
So yeah, we need just to push it a little. Like we don't know what's this space between the love and the berry, but we can know like know the space between the headline and the safe area. Because
So maybe just push the headline down, but basically push everything down below skip.
yeah, that's how we push everything down a little bit down.
Okay, how should you do that?
Yeah, the container. Like I think that list of friends container style is it the one? Do like a background color red, so we know where it starts and where it ends. So yeah, that's our container.
Okay.
Maybe like a margin top, something like A2. A padding top. Let's see. I think no, keep it margin, keep it margin. Let's just keep a margin top and 8 sample. Yeah. It is pushed out a bit, right?
Looks the same.
Like do a bigger value so we know it's.
Yeah, it is pushed down, but it's cutting the buttons.
Oh yeah.
Interesting.
Then it should be padding, I guess.
The padding.
Yeah.
And we're not pushing that entire red box down, right? We just want to push the words below.
It's the entire red box.
Well, that's not what we want, because there's enough space above the word skip. It's the space below the word skip. See, so we don't need to keep going. I think where you had the skip button before was fine, in terms of like the space above it. It's the space below it. It's too close to the word love.
Oh, so we need to add space there as well. Then yeah, but in this case, we would have it as we have it right now, and just add the margin to the skip itself.
Okay.
Yeah, you need to remove that padding top as well, I guess. It's if you
Yeah.
just added it. What else?
Yep. So what do you think on this?
I do like that on this phone. I'm just
Well,
wondering how it's going to look on the other.
Yeah, I mean, it should be like looking same on all the phones. Like this is how we do spacing for everything, like every little items we have. So
I guess perhaps it could be a little bit more left, also not too far right.
Yeah, that's okay. It's just it needs a larger area around at the top.
Mm-hmm.
But it means sometimes on Androids, you know how like if there's a search bar at the top of a screen, that search bar is touching their status bar. Like you know how Android has a status bar across the top. They don't have they don't have the notch, but they have like a thin gray status bar. It's got their battery indicator and stuff. I've seen like on Todd's phone the search bar. I might even have some screenshots. The search bar is touching that status bar right up against it.
yeah, it just seems like we're not there's some citing differences between the two platforms that we need to take care of in that search bar.
Which I'm concerned in this case may also have a similar problem. Like if the skip button might be touching the status bar, I don't know.
I don't think so.
Okay.
But worth shot to see.
Okay. But I mean, I think that's pretty good spacing there.
Yeah, John, what do you think of this no clickable area?
Yeah, I don't think it needs to go all the way across. But I guess I don't know if it hurts anything. Hmm. If anything, it should go to the right more.
Yeah, makes sense.
Do you have an Android you could show this on that's already up?
Yeah, it's pretty quick to set up actually.
Okay. Yeah, I would move it more to the right, like extend it.
Like this.
I think the skip button moved left.
Yeah, the skip button was left. Yeah. Actually, there we go.
Okay, cool. Yeah, that's good. Let's see what it looks like on Android. Let's see. I think I have some more questions for you guys too.
Would you keep the red highlight or just have
yeah, you can keep it.
Okay.
Do you have is it any of what he's doing here, I mean, going to affect what you're going to do with that jump that happens at the end? Is he making it any easier or harder for you to address that?
I still don't know where I know what's going on, or like what's exactly causing it. I still don't know. I have to look into it more. So
Okay.
Yeah, I don't think it's gonna interfere.
It may
yeah,
be a
just-
clue actually with this red bar. Like it might have had to do with that skip button actually.
well, yeah, that's the issue why the jump is happening, because we show the skip only after like we show like there's something to skip,
Hmm.
you know, and that's why the jumping happens, and like they're all happening at the same time. The jump will not happen.
Yeah.
That would
So
be
you,
like
would you be
huh?
able to make it all load at the same time then?
Yeah. Well, you see that how is pressable is wrapped with the show list of items list.
Yeah, I see.
Yeah, let's not do that. Just have it there.
Okay, just have it there the whole time.
Yeah. Let's see.
Cool. Why a re-render right there? On the heart animation.
Oh, let's see what's going on.
Hmm.
So the skip is as soon as like this typing animation starts,
Yeah.
it's there as well.
Which is interesting because I don't think I've seen it before this red bar was there.
No, it was not there. This is the change that we just introduced because it's there. But we can fix it. We can. I know how to fix it. It's gonna be there, invisible, but
Okay.
it's gonna be visible where when
I
the
see what
typing finishes.
Okay.
Yeah, that works. Let me. I can do that right now, actually.
Okay.
Yeah, with the opacity. Yeah, like in the style of the opacity.
Yeah, I will put out those in the style sheet later on. This is just for testing.
So it looks like there was plenty of room above the skip button, almost too much room. So that wasn't a problem. But now it like crowds the list down to the buttons. We'll take a look here in a second. But it didn't jump that last time, right? I mean,
No, yeah, I did not jump.
that's good. Okay.
There we go, and no jumping.
Okay, that's nice. Okay, so now we have way too much room. That's the opposite effect I was thinking.
Right. Yeah.
So what do you recommend here? I mean, it doesn't need that much. It really doesn't need that much on either phone. It can go up on both phones.
It is that bad in top. Yeah.
It is the button top.
Okay, that looks. Did it change? Seems the same.
It did. It is half the space.
No, that's the same.
Yeah, but Android is too much, I think, still.
I think they're both in the same spot.
You do?
Yeah, I think so. I don't think it
Well,
moved.
if you compare like from skip to all the way to top, yeah. But like for us, it's only skip to the island. If you like since like everything, it's like the whole screen is same background. It looks there's much space you still have at the top. I know it's all visual and we want to fix that because it looks bad. But it's just like if we can do like a different background color on the status bar for Android, you will see when it ends. So you know like we're having almost like the same spacing between the skip and the status bar for both.
I'm not sure if I was following that.
I'm not also. How do we change the color for this, mean?
We don't
Like
need
the stat-
the
No,
colors. Fine.
Yeah, we're gonna change the color just to see where
Oh.
everything starts and end, like to help
Yeah,
us.
like that red bar you had there? You want to put it back
Yeah,
down? Okay.
yeah. Can you bring it back?
Um,
I'm really eager to get this in. I think this is going to be a nice improvement to an already good flow, good behavior that's being caused. But I want to get these additional changes in. Okay, that's the same as it was, right? So, what do you think's going on here? I mean, why is there so much space on the Android?
Yeah.
Because that nav bar, I saw it when it's white. It's very thin. It's not touching the red.
Can you remove that top -10? Let's see for Android how it's gonna be.
Okay.
Still stuck there.
I got closer to the text, but not higher up.
Yeah, it seems like can you scroll a little bit? Is there another container to this friends container? Like another view at the top? Yeah, if there's another view at the top. Well,
safe
there's
area.
the safe area. Okay, there's the safe area. Um, this is not our safe area. Like the screen component. Like, do the edges prop? Like, there's a property called edges.
Here on the safe area.
Yeah.
Oh, pages,
No, edges, like edge.
edges.
Oh, it's not. It's not there. I don't remember what it's named. What's it called? I know it's not called edges. To change it. I mean, okay. Oh, insets. It's gonna be insets. Like, it's not.
No.
Where's that safe area view coming from?
React Native.
React Native, React Native. We should not be using the React Native one. Let me see. It's called edges. Well, edges, if it's coming from the safe area context, it must be a false import. Like, do the safe area view from the library, the safe area context library. Like import, no, like to like yeah, that's what that one. And go now to that safe area. Do edges. Yep. And let's not do top. Let's not do top. Well, yeah, just have just the bottom. Okay, makes sense. The same right? And it seems like there's another save area around there. Like, why it's not moving all the way to the top? So there's something else going on here, not in this code, but like where this component, the create action, add more friends, or like this screen flow favorite create group, like where it's being used, like maybe there's some save area to it. But we don't see. Okay. Nothing in here. There's nothing. What is being used?
Okay, so this is being used in different places.
Not this one. Uh, maybe the last one? No, not the last one. Oh yeah, because we have different flows. Like just have one, like as an example.
Okay, so this.
Not this one, but like the one inside the flow not favorited. For example, this one. This lazy. Do a search for yep for that one. Okay, so this one is in here. So probably okay, not no, this is not what's right. It's not. It's not a part of it. Wait, go back. Oh, it's not. And where's that being used as well? The flow not favorite. Oh yeah. So I don't know where that's like. We just went all the way to the top. We don't see any. But you don't see any styling that's applied.
You sure there is another safe area? Because on iOS it's not there.
True.
It's just
Yeah,
Android.
it's there, and that's weird. I don't know where is that's coming from. It should not. Like well, I can. Me and Wes maybe like look into this more. That's a whole other one. Seems like there's something else going on there, like that we're not looking at right now.
Okay. I mean, we've gone this far.
Okay, yeah. Let me see because like I was in the middle of doing some code like for the Android universal links,
Mhm.
and took me a bit to.
Yeah, I don't want you to stop that, though.
Yeah, I will need to save all of that and
No,
do a
you-
refresh
yeah,
for my.
I don't want you to. Don't step away from it. Um. Let's see. Let's put it back where it was, like in a okay state for both of them. Like, it wasn't terrible.
Well, then I think Wes knows what's going on in here, right, Wes? Like there's some safe area that we're not knowing where it's coming from. So if you're able to track that and you find it, then we will be able to
Yeah,
position.
actually, I don't think there's a safe area around there. I mean,
But why it's
because if there was a safe area there,
uh-huh.
it would also act on iOS, but that's only happening on Android.
Yeah, true. So there's some then what's I was like thinking maybe there's some place where some padding is being applied where it's different value. Or oh wait. Like Android we cannot okay, I see what's going on. So we cannot like iOS you can have your elements start from the top of the screen. Android you cannot do that. It's always like below the status bar. Like the status bar, like the bottom of it, it's your top of your screen. Where iOS, like it's the whole thing. It's your top of screen. So that makes sense. Okay. Like let me see in that screen. Do we have a status
Yeah.
bar?
Also, do we keep this new safe area or do we use the old one? Because now I'm
Use
seeing on here it is way
yeah,
down, like way far from the battery.
Yeah, that's much more than we need.
yeah.
Same with there.
So do we go back to the old safe area? I mean,
Yeah, let's go back to the old one. It's just also like do we have what's called the file you I mean I can say that. Okay, wait, Also, like, can you add like a status bar component here? Yeah, call a status bar component. Just yep, inside the same area here. Just below it and do the status bar component. No, it's called status bar. You know it?
No.
It's like the status bar, like by React Native. Or like also yeah, there's a background color, like a prop.
Yeah. Before we do that, so this look cool here, right, John, on iOS
Let me see.
spacing,
Yeah, that's fine.
kind of right in the center from everything.
Yeah.
I'll just work on Android then. So status bar. I mean,
Yeah,
what do you
there's
want me to add to the status bar? Like a
prop
different
called
color?
background. A prop called background, I guess. Yeah. Do like red or something, or whatever. Do okay. I mean, let's see how it's gonna be for Android. Like no, like look for Android. Oh yeah, so we see it. So that spacing, that between the yeah, where it's coming from, no idea. Like
Uh, can I open an inspector here, just like I could in
yeah, I see.
iOS?
Like do Shift M.
Shift M. No.
See how I do it. I forgot how I do it for Android. It's not Shift M. Do like go to your terminal and there's like press M on a terminal. Oh yeah, here's it. And scroll down. You see the toggle?
Yeah, element inspector. Inspect.
Nope. What's that? What's the
This is the full favorite form view. And we have this.
so you know what? You see that background color? The my it's yeah, there is a padding top 32. You see it?
There we go. This is the container.
It was in the same
It's a
file.
padding tab.
Okay.
Yeah, it wasn't the same file. This container, apparently it is
That's
used
used.
where? Dang it. On the safe area view.
Oh, it's safe area. Okay.
Okay, so, oh, dang it. Okay. Okay. There we have it.
Yeah. Look for iOS.
I mean, it looks good. I'm thinking. Let me just look at this for a second here. I wonder why the skip button is so close to the top of the red bar on the Android, but not on the iOS.
It is one of the fonts line heights.
It is almost like this.
Like the red bar is tucked behind the status bar.
Yeah, that's because of the minus. And
Mhm.
it's almost like this padding tab has no effect in iOS. So perhaps if you just add the 10 here that is subtracted on the styles above, that will just make it fit. Like this.
Mm-hmm.
Ha, booyah.
Okay. Um, yeah, I mean, I guess that works. It's unfortunate that the bottom is cut off on the search bar, but it's okay.
Yeah, I mean, this is a super small device, right?
Yeah, that's true.
Not that it's going to be too common to see people using one like this.
Yeah. Okay, so that whole red area is tappable now?
I think so. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. And you didn't get the red bar to go all the way to the right of the phone. You got the skip button to move to the left, though, right? I guess that's.
No, yeah, I could have it go to the right.
Let me see one more time. It's probably okay.
Do you want an Android or iOS or both?
Let me see it on both. And then, I mean, did you see the change he did? How he did that? He removed the padding, I believe. So does that look okay to you the way he handled it?
Yeah, that's how it should be.
Okay. The Android is re-rendering that heart.
You,
notice
sir,
that?
have really good eyes.
Yeah, it's janky. Well, I'm glad we got rid of that bounce. That's nice.
Yeah, I wanted to go more to the right now, so John.
Yeah, that'd be great if it did. It's not like critical. 'Cause, I mean, it'll.
Yeah, I think it's doable and it wouldn't hurt. Where is that?
Okay.
So let me add like more 8.
I mean, why do you think that heart is re-rendering on the Android?
I'm not really sure why, but
Didn't you already addressed it?
yeah, we already did on let me see again.
There you go, sir.
Okay, lovely. That's great. Is there any transition for these names on this list, or they just like kind of pop in? Is there any like fade in or slide in or anything that happens on?
Yeah.
Yeah, when they first appeared.
I think they just pop in.
Okay. I really like Ismail applied a really good bounce kind of transition on a friend connect, and I'm wondering if Ismail's here. Sorry to interrupt you, but whatever you're doing there. But I'm curious if we could apply that same bounce you do in the friend connect, where all the names all the elements kind of bounce from the top. They come up and bounce down a little bit. Would that code copy over here pretty clean?
You talk about the modal, right?
Not
That
the
bounces.
modal.
Yeah. I see what you mean. Yeah, not like, well, it'll need some work, but it can be referenced, not copied.
Reference. Where would he reference it?
It's gonna be inside the friend connect, that add friend.tsx.
Will you take a look at that for me, Wells? Ismail did a nice effect where those elements kind of spring.
Oh wow.
It'd be a nice touch if we could do it here.
So which of these exactly is the animation John is talking about, Ismail?
What's that?
Which of these is the animation for the icons popping up?
Sorry, my phone's just glitching out a little bit. I just had to step outside for a little bit. But what was your question again?
Yeah, no problem. John is mentioning that on the Friend Connect there is an animation where the
it's that bounce. So it's like
bounce.
as soon as you land on a friend connect. So once you like go to alerts and try to start a friend connect, you would see a little bouncing animation.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know how to do you know how to get there?
I have no idea.
Let's look at, we can look
Alerts.
at it first. Go home on your emulator
Okay, okay.
and then go to the hamburger menu.
Home, Henry
Yep.
menu.
And then alerts. Hey, look at that. It popped up. The modal
Yeah.
for reviewing the skill. Is this in production?
Yes, it is.
But this isn't pointing to production. This
It
one.
doesn't have to be, but it doesn't care if it's QA or prod.
Okay. But it worked.
And the one he has isn't actually working. It's just a demo.
Oh.
I see.
Are people going to see that?
See what?
The modal.
Yeah. The one on the actual device is going to be the real deal. The one on our simulator is going to be a dummy.
Okay. Gotcha. Okay. So yeah, go to alerts. And then see if you have Friend Connect. Go scroll down and see if you have one that's like related to Friend Connect. It doesn't look like it. Keep going. I hope that's not a bug there. Like that seems like a lot of.
Yeah, I don't know what happened here, but Amin was spamming this favorited couple bar a couple days ago.
Maybe testing. A lot of testing. It seems like a lot.
Yeah.
There's no way he tested that many times.
Yeah, no, this was like some automated event.
Hmm.
Let me see. Which profile is this? Oh, look. I remember I was playing with this profile.
Yeah, but there was like over 100 there. There's no way.
Yeah, I actually had to figure out how to mute the Sircles sound on this emulator that day because every like 3 seconds there was spamming of this couple bar grill.
Hmm. Do you think you tested it that many times? I mean,
Yeah, I don't know the profile name. I'm trying to remember like what I was testing, but this seems a lot. No, this seems a lot. But what?
It was a bug, perhaps.
It was what?
Yeah,
bug?
this could be backend related because the backend does create those alerts. So maybe Jerry or Amit, if you guys want to look at that.
yeah. Is this?
What is it? Alert for what?
This is just a mean favorited a place.
Oh, it's a lot of favorites.
You know.
Really, really likes that.
Yeah,
place.
look at the scroll bar here. All right.
But yeah, it looks like you're not going to find a Friend Connect here. So I probably have a screen record of it. Let's see.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. Yeah, I got one. Let's save you some time here.
Awesome.
Someone's trying to get let in. Okay. 1 second.
So I'm looking at it. This is from a few days ago. But they're spaced out by a few seconds. I mean,
So-
are you sure you wasn't testing because these are spaced out?
He was testing.
I was testing. Yeah.
Yeah. Let's see. Wells, what is your user key?
That's a good question.
Go back. Watch, I can show you. Go back to your home screen.
Oh yeah, there it is here, right?
Hamburger, and what's the numbers?
48371.
437.
And Wells, I sent you the video in Slack.
Oh yeah, I see.